This is the fiscal plan created for an athletic program by Amy McDonald for Class EDU 528 at William Woods University. The ideal budget model chosen for this fiscal plan is the combination budget, which is a zero-based budget along with externally funded sources. A zero-based budget requires the development of a budget without reference to previous spending patterns or revenue. So this is when there is no set amount for the budget. It is set based on the proposals justified to the athletic department and administrators based on the needs from year to year. So the proposals are justified to administrators who put the request in priority based on their importance to the school-wide or the district-wide goals. The presentation of the budget proposal by the coaches is truly important in this case because it influences the opinions of the administrators, ADs, principals, superintendent, school committee who help develop the total athletic department budget. So, as mentioned previously, this budget could vary from year to year depending on the needs that are requested. The combination takes the zero-based budget and the externally funded sources of income and revenue in order to come up with a total budget. So the external sources also support an athletic budget from ticket sales, user fees, tax revenues, any other extra sources of income. One of the big extra sources is the boosters clubs that raise funds for equipment, uniform, conditioning, training items, as mentioned, that enhance the revenue of the total athletic program. So these groups typically try to acquire items or equipment that cannot be supported with just the zero-based budget on what is allowed or given. This combination budget is typically used in private schools, but is becoming more popular in public schools. And as Scituate is a public school, this is what we are looking to move towards. A budget model should reflect a school's mission and philosophy in order to run effectively and efficiently. Any model that is able to support a program's mission, vision, the district-wide goals would be easiest to advocate for. Going along with that, if the coaches in the program believe in the mission and philosophy of the school and the athletic program, they would likely be able to support this model because it aligns with the vision. So the mission of the Scituate High School Athletic Department is to provide a program that can extend the learning experience beyond the classroom and strives to develop students personally, socially, and athletically by encouraging leadership, sportsmanship, responsibility, and teamwork. So all of those vision and the goals for our program, I think, would align greatly with the combination budget. Another reason why this budget is chosen because there's no set dollar amount for team spending. So as mentioned previously, it just depends year to year what needs are requested and what items can be funded. So a specific team isn't given a dollar amount that they have to spend. So they don't just spend the money, they kind of have to think about and plan in advance what items are needed. So in the long run, it could actually save money for the program if it's not just being handed out. In this budget, the athletic director and coaches can work together to spend money on what is necessary and aligns with the school's mission and vision. So giving money to things that are going to help the school and the program and the students overall is going to be useful. Extra money is brought into this budget via user fees, so paying to play, ticket sales, and fundraisers, both by the boosters clubs and by the general athletic budget, which we'll go into shortly. Costs are controlled in this budget because all budget requests for the next school year must be made no later than May 15th. This date allows the athletic director to take all of the prioritize wish lists from the coaches and make an overall prioritized budget item list prior to July 1st when the new fiscal year starts and budgeting items are submitted. So the coaches submit that wish list. They have to plan out requests, and they're not just buying money to get the money given to them. The athletic director then prioritizes all the requests and meets with the superintendent and the school committee in order to figure out the final budget for the athletic program. Since we are using the combination budget and the externally funded sources of income are one of the biggest ones is fundraising, we have to have some guidelines. So the school committee has a policy regarding fundraising for sports and clubs that requires any fundraising to be approved by the athletic director and the building principal. This is something that I would add to this. What's already in place is that there's no more than 3 fundraisers per fiscal year, so each team cannot have more than 3 because there are some programs that are always doing a fundraiser, whether they're successful or not, just to raise money for their program. No canning means that students aren't allowed to walk around at the dump or at supermarkets and ask for money. That means that all fundraisers have to have a purpose and typically provide a service or a job in order to benefit. Any money that gets made by these fundraisers gets deposited into that team's account, and any items purchased with that money must get approved by the athletic department. The current state in Scituate is that the school committee is currently looking at equity across the programs and the booster support, so which aspects should be included as part of the budget and what are considered extra, which would then have to be provided through fundraising efforts. So currently there's only 2 big athletic fundraisers, which is a 5K, 10K run, and the golf tournament. But each individual program has various types of fundraisers, whether it's car washes, apparel, recycling cans at the dump, trivia nights, you name it. They're doing it here. So having those guidelines would help to manage what's coming in to the program, what it's being spent on. Another big source of income is the user fees. So because there's already restraints on the budget, students have to pay for extracurricular sports. So based on these numbers, the money received from the families, it makes up approximately a third of the budget, which is great for our program now, but hopefully with this zero-based and externally combination budget, we would be able to cut down on user fees because $300 per sport is a little hefty compared to other towns and programs we've looked at in previous assignments. So in conclusion, the combination budget with a zero-based and externally funded would be the plan for the fiscal plan for the school. The user fees, ticket sales, and athletic-wide fundraisers go into the general athletic budget so that the money is split pretty evenly between programs as they can request items as they would like prior to May 15th. All fundraisers' purchases must be approved by the principal and athletic director, which is something that isn't always happening right now. And this would be the biggest change, is that the team-specific fundraisers go directly into that team's account that is managed by the athletic director and his secretary. So as mentioned previously, there's no more than 3 fundraisers per fiscal year, and the boosters, who do such a great job with supporting the student athletes in Scituate, is that they're helping to support the program and their fundraisers, but they do not control the money or the ordering or the purchasing, which has caused some issues in the past.